At the heart of a bustling city, a small, unassuming bank stood as a cornerstone of the community. It was a place where futures were secured and dreams were financed. But one crisp autumn morning, it became the stage for a lesson in humility that no one saw coming. An elderly man, with clothes that had seen better days and a kind but weary face, shuffled through the doors. He clutched a worn leather pouch, his knuckles white with a quiet determination. His name was Mr. Harrison, though no one in the bank knew it yet. He approached the counter, his steps slow and deliberate, and waited patiently for his turn. When he finally reached the window, he was met with the impatient stare of a young teller named Chloe. She had her sights set on a promotion, and in her mind, efficiency was the key. She saw Mr. Harrison not as a person, but as a delay. "Yes, how can I help you?" she asked, her tone clipped and devoid of warmth. Mr. Harrison smiled gently, unfazed by her cold demeanor. "Good morning, young lady," he began, his voice soft. "I'd like to make a withdrawal, a rather large one." He pushed his pouch forward. "It's all the savings I have. I need to help my granddaughter. She's starting a small business, a little cafe, and this is for her." Chloe sighed, barely glancing at the pouch. "ID and account number, please," she recited, her fingers tapping impatiently on the keyboard. Mr. Harrison fumbled in his pockets. "Oh, dear," he murmured, "I seem to have left my wallet at home. But I've been banking here for, oh, must be 40 years. Surely you have my records." Chloe's expression soured. "No ID, no service." "That's the rule," she stated flatly. "I can't just give out money because you say you're a customer. Do you have any idea how much fraud we deal with? You'll have to go home and get your ID." Her voice was loud enough for others in the line to hear, and a few people started to stare. Mr. Harrison's face fell. "But my home is quite a long walk from here," he explained. "And my granddaughter is waiting. Isn't there anything you can do? Perhaps you could ask someone who's been here longer. Someone might recognize me." "I don't have time for this," Chloe snapped, her frustration boiling over. "There are other people waiting. If you don't have identification, I can't help you. Now, please step aside." She gestured dismissively, her face a mask of annoyance. The embarrassment was palpable. Mr. Harrison, a man who had lived a life of dignity, felt a sting of shame he hadn't experienced in years. The whispers from the queue grew louder. Just as the old man was about to turn away, a voice cut through the tension. "Chloe, is there a problem here?" It was Mr. Thompson, the bank manager, emerging from his office. He was a kind man who believed in customer service above all else. He had overheard the commotion and came to investigate. "This gentleman has forgotten his ID, Mr. Thompson," Chloe explained, rolling her eyes. "He wants to make a large withdrawal, and I told him it's against policy." "He's holding up the line." She expected her manager to back her up, to praise her for upholding the rules so strictly. Mr. Thompson looked past Chloe, and his eyes landed on the elderly man. A wave of recognition washed over his face, followed by a look of sheer astonishment. His professional composure vanished, replaced by genuine shock and respect. He walked quickly around the counter, his steps urgent. "Mr. Harrison, is that really you?" he asked, his voice filled with disbelief and reverence. The entire bank fell silent. Everyone turned to look at the manager, who was now standing beside the poorly dressed old man, his expression one of awe. Mr. Harrison looked up, a faint smile returning to his lips. David Thompson, you've certainly moved up in the world. I remember when you were just a young teller yourself, always so helpful." Mr. Thompson's face broke into a wide, beaming smile. He turned to the stunned teller and the gawking customers. "Everyone," he announced, his voice ringing with authority and pride. "Do you know who this is? This is Mr. Harrison. He isn't just a customer. He's the man who founded this very bank." A collective gasp swept through the room. Chloe's face went from smug annoyance to pale horror. The founder, the man whose portrait hung in the boardroom, the legend who started this entire financial institution from nothing more than a desk and a dream. It couldn't be. He founded this bank over 50 years ago on the principle of helping the community, Mr. Thompson continued, putting a supportive arm around the old man's shoulder. He built it with his bare hands, guided by the belief that a bank's true wealth is its relationship with its people. He sold his shares decades ago to live a quiet life, but the values he instilled are the foundation we stand on today. He then turned his gaze to Chloe, his eyes now sharp and disappointed. "And we, it seems, have just failed to live up to them. Chloe, please take your break. I will handle this transaction myself." Without another word, Chloe scurried away, her face burning with shame. Mr. Thompson personally escorted Mr. Harrison into his private office, offering him a comfortable chair and a hot cup of tea. "Mr. Harrison, I am so deeply sorry for the way you were treated. It is inexcusable. Please, tell me how much you need for your granddaughter. Consider it a gift from the bank you built." Mr. Harrison held up a hand. "No, David, a withdrawal is all I need. My granddaughter will build her business with her own hard work, just as I did. But I thank you for your kindness. You've reminded me that the spirit of this place is still alive." The transaction was completed in minutes, and as Mr. Thompson walked Mr. Harrison to the door, he bowed his head slightly. "It was an honor to serve you, sir." The incident sent ripples through the entire bank. It became a legendary story, a stark reminder that you can never judge a book by its cover. The true value of a person lies not in their clothes or their apparent status, but in their character and the legacy they create. Mr. Harrison, in his simple, humble way, had taught them all a lesson more valuable than any amount of money. Thank you so much for watching. Stories like this remind us to treat everyone with kindness and respect. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next story. See you next time.